Hello, good evening once again, and welcome back to the Footy Vision podcast. We're doing the game week 5 review today, and joining me today is the long lost sheep, the prodigal son, JJ. He's returned. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good. Thanks for having me back, boys.
Just happy to have you back again. And again, the lovely Man United gent with the glasses. Khush, how are you feeling today, mate?
I'm feeling much better than last week, that's for sure. The depression is actually lifting. Yeah, it's still there, but it's a bit better than the week before.
Let's just get straight into it. And game week 5 was an epic game week, and we're going to start with the first game that we deserve to start with. JJ, you're going to start us off with this one, Arsenal versus Man City. Just talk us through what you're feeling about this game, how it went through, what your thoughts are.
I think it was I was completely caught. I was unexpected. The kind of game that we got. Like, I was not. I know that Arsenal have a trouble of probing and getting past that final and getting into final third and being a goal scorer. Even though we got Victor Gyökeres, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're capable of doing that. Sometimes we can. Sometimes we can't unlock that last line. But Man City having as much possession as they did and being so happy they played like Arsenal when Arsenal played at Man City's ground when they got the last minute. It was a carbon copy game of when we went to the Etihad and we were winning, and then John Stones scored in the last minute, like we did, because we locked them out and we just played anti-football, and that is what Man City did. And it just felt like they were there for the taking, which they have never, like in the past 7 years, they just haven't been that. And it was finally time to take the game to them. You know, was the starting lineup a wrong choice? Well, yeah, because he changed it at half time, so it must have been. But I just feel like we could have taken the game to City. I've read headlines and reports that it was 45 minutes wasted, and I agree. You know, we've got Eze, we've got all these players, we've got abundance of talent everywhere everywhere in that front line, and it just feels like they're playing with a handbrake on, and it's nothing new. And I don't know why Arteta won't let them attack more, or why they're so scared.
I feel with that match in general, I think that City team did what Arsenal would have done if they scored first. They would have literally, if Arsenal scoring first, they would have just shut up shop. They did that against United. They were going to do that against Liverpool if they went out. It's what Arsenal do now. This is not like an Arsenal team that when you look at them when Arteta started, they were playing very attractive football. They were attacking. This team now only relies on the set piece, and then they'll shut up shop. It's basically, it's very, I would have to say, very cowardly football. They don't want to take risks, and you can see that from the lineup that he put out, that he wanted to go very defensive because everyone knew how City will set up in terms of them scoring a goal. But no one expected City to take off attacking players and then go full on defensive straight away. They did what Arsenal would have done to any other team.
Yeah, they played Arsenal football.
I actually disagree with that, because if you look at the way Man City has played this whole season, aside from the Wolves game at the beginning of the season, all the times they've been playing counter-attack football. If you look at it, not being progressive, they've been waiting and hitting teams on the counter, you know, with the pace of Haaland and all that, Doku and Haaland, which creates the chances. So I feel like if Arteta had watched City this whole time, especially the game against United, yes, they won 3-0, but if you look at it, United had all the possession. They were just waiting for that mistake. They're pouncing on, like, Fernandes in the midfield, and that's how, like, mostly got their goals. Like, City has not been playing well, except for the Wolves game earlier this season. Even against Spurs, it's the same thing. Sit back, try to counter, but obviously Spurs had them beat as all that. I think Arteta...
We could have beaten them. We could have beaten them, but we just didn't try to. That's the story. We actually didn't try to, and at home as well. I think that's kind of unforgivable. Gabby Martinelli, God love him, he's a trier. And some weeks it works for him, and some weeks it doesn't. But he does always get his head down and try. I just want to see. You know, we've just spent a lot of money on Eze. Madueke's been brilliant. Actually, I have no complaints about Nani. Whether he's direct and does the same thing every time, yeah, but he's actually capable of beating you every time. So he's got legs, he's power, he's fast. So let him be that. That's exactly what Arsenal need. Get that ball into Gyökeres, who when it's put on a plate for him, he hasn't missed. So I trust him in that respect.
He hasn't missed, but he can't do it against the big teams. He's not an elite striker.
I know. I know he is definitely in the bracket of a better Hoyland, just that like underneath a decent, a world-class professional striker, like in human terms, like, yeah, definitely. But the jump from like to your elite, your Haalands, your Mbappes, your strikers
Game
from the
changers.
past,
Game changers.
game changers. No, he's not. No, he's not. He
I,
absolutely isn't.
I've,
And
I've,
that's fine. I think. By the way, I'll just before I just to wrap up, that is fine because I still think a Kai Havertz and Gabby Jesus and the other footballers that we've forgotten about, and even the ones that with the Saka, if they're fit, I do think that's enough to beat Liverpool, Man City, and all the other top six. I think we actually have a squad that is capable of beating all the top six. I do.
You did
But
beat them last season without the
for
striker.
sure. So let Gyökeres be the flat track bully. All those teams, all the Bournemouths that we couldn't beat, all the Fulham draws, all the times that we couldn't get over the line against lower teams. Let him pump it out and beat them, just like he did against Leeds. Now, whether that is going to happen, that remains to be seen. But that's
You
the
can't.
consensus. That's what we think is going to happen.
I don't think he can handle the physicality of the Premier League at the moment. I think you saw it in the
I've
first
got
game.
faith.
You saw it in the first game against United where De Ligt was bodying him, not bodying him, but like really giving him that tough time. Then
Yeah.
Leeds are a newly promoted championship team, and he was able to work through them. Then you saw it at Liverpool when you had Virgil, Konate, they were stopping him at every turn. And you saw it again now where he wasn't able to get through more successful, more higher up looking defenders. I think Premier League is
Leeds
a
have
big,
got
big drop.
Strike. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Strike and Joe Rodon.
I've got,
Yeah,
I've,
yeah, all right, fair enough. Fair
I've
enough,
got
Khush.
two
I'll
things
take
to
that.
say to that, actually. The first thing is, let's talk about Gyökeres before we go further. Are you guys just not being patient enough? Because listen, he's coming in from like a quick quote unquote farmers league to the Premier League, right? It's different physicality, different pace and whatever. He's still adjusting to it. So are we not being too harsh? It's 5 game weeks in, right? He's already got 3 goals. Obviously, he's not being used to people like Delete who are like proper physical monsters, bullying him, Virgil and all that, right? So he's getting used to it. So he's got 3 goals in 5 games. Not a bad record. He's
Josh,
getting
do you
into the
know what
Premier League.
scares me?
Yeah.
Do you know what scares me? Is that like there are so many things about Kai Havertz as a finisher that I'm just like, there's no way this guy can play as a striker. There's so many things about Gabby Martinelli as well that frustrate me. Of like, get your head up and your decision making should be better, and then you'd be such a much improved player. Saka's fantastic. Erdegaard does frustrate me, but is ultimately, we can all agree, is a talented footballer. There are strikers out there who can bang goals in. Haaland, I'm looking at you, who can get away with being a less decent footballer because for your job, when you need to accelerate over 10 yards quickly, you can do that bit. A good first touch, you can do that bit. Clinical accuracy, you can do that bit. That's all right. You don't have to be the best footballer. But Arsenal, what scares me is that Kai Havertz, he is a footballer. Like, that guy can play football. Gyökeres, like, Hoyland, professional footballers. Like, you can't do the football bit very good. And that's what scares me about Gyökeres. And that's what, maybe we are being impatient, but what I can see that gulf in quality as a talented footballer. Some of them haven't got it. And that worries me about Victor Gyökeres.
Do you think you're going to win something this season with your Khush as a striker?
I think we could win something this season with Gyökeres as a supporting striker who comes in, does like, yeah, not the main man, but
you bought him in for like 70, 80 million, so he
well,
has to be
even
our
let
main
him
man.
be the main man. Let him be the main man, but is often substituted, like not full 90s. He's not.
I've,
I don't even know if he's fit yet. Like he doesn't look it.
He looks hefty.
I think that it's on two fronts. I think, first of all, I think it'll come to him the fitter he gets. Because let's remember, he didn't have that much of a preseason. And, things like acceleration, whatever, they're not really evident until someone's actually fit enough to do it. So I think it'll come to you because, like, if you look at the way he did it for Sporting, even against Man City, for example, and whatever, he did have it. He did have a good first touch. He had good acceleration. He had good finishing and all that, technicality. So maybe...
They're so quick, Josh, in the Prem.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So you're
It's
not
what
used to defenders being like that. You're not used to
this
people
is
like
this
Talit.
is
Talit is like a mental, physical defender, right? Who's also fast as well. He's not used to it. He's not used to Virgil, who can read him quickly and like kind of put him off before he even gets. He's not used to
Yeah,
that.
he's across
So
him already.
exactly. So maybe like if you give
this
him
is what
10 games, he's now used to it. After that, he'll back. For example, I saw in fact, this is the one of the only times I've agreed with Jamie Redknapp, right? One of the only times. He was like, back in the day when you guys signed Thierry, you went, I think, 0 for 9 before he actually started scoring. You know what I mean? And then he started scoring. And he was getting
Yeah,
adjusted. Even he was a good striker,
yeah.
Juventus and all that. So if Thierry was in this generation now, I think he'd be getting the same criticism like Gyökeres is getting, like, oh, 0 and 9, whatever, whatever.
the only
It just
difference
needs
between
to get
the,
a bit more
the,
time.
the only difference is that Thierry had the football fundamentals down, and Gyökeres doesn't have the football fundamentals down.
Yeah,
And
I tend to
and
agree.
and you can't compare Thierry Henry, who was already seen as a prodigal France footballer, to Gyökeres, who only came into prominence after one good season at Sporting.
It's like I get the comparison, I do, but like Khush, it's like Henry was, by the way, what turned out to be a phenomenon. I know he's not Messi or Ronaldo,
He should have
but
won. He should have won
but he
something.
kind of is in his own way. He's had his own thing going on. Va va voom. Like, I mean, he was just fluent. He had a bit of Ronaldinho. He had a little bit of R9. He was just liquid. He was so good. I can't. I will glaze on Rito forever. He's so good. But but it doesn't. Even after 9 games, he was a winger. Was he a winger? Was he a striker? It turns out Wenger turning him into a striker and coaching however he did was the best thing to have ever happened. But Henri was always going to be like a gifted footballer, clearly, because how good he was. Gyökeres is built, isn't he? He's built. He is a goal scoring, purpose built striker. Like from his coaching, they've clearly been like, here's what you're good at, son. Let's get you really good at this because here's what you're good at. And he's developed in those areas. And I think he is another player in the category of you can, if you do the business scoring, you don't have to be as good a footballer. Whether he does become that to an elite level like Erling Haaland, there is a percentage of like that could happen. He could maybe become a Haaland. I don't think he's gonna.
It's fair. That's
Josh,
fair. I
you
think my
said a bit
second thing.
earlier about
Yeah.
the physicality and the speed of the Premier League. Zlatan actually talked about it in terms of the leagues he's played in. So he said La Liga is passing, trying to break down the opponent. Italy is more defensive, and then with the Premier League, it's so fast paced, it's one side to the other that people in like La Liga or Italy and stuff like that, for example, if they don't speed up, they will be eaten up.
Mm.
And you've seen it with countless players that have come to the Premier League and haven't been able to adapt, and they've been eaten up, and then they've
You
been called
have.
flops. Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
fair. I think you guys were some good points, and it'll be interesting. I think for me personally, I'll just start judging him after 10 games. But I see you. But the second thing I want to speak about as well, Martinelli, is he genuinely better off the bench? Because anytime he comes off the bench, phenomenal. If he starts the game, I think the game gets to him a little bit too much. So is it time we start saying, listen, Martinelli is a bench player standard. So someone else starting the left wing, Martinelli is like the difference maker. He's your wild card, your ace, you bring on when things are tough and whatever.
He's your Chicharito.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. Like he is a trooper. He is a soldier. Like he will always give 110% effort. I would love him to eventually be the guy who can be the starter. I want that, but I don't think it's going to happen. Because he's had a few years now, Martinelli, and he hasn't kicked on in a way that I really hoped he would. He is another one that there are some things about him like maybe it's not quite there. Maybe in terms of becoming elite, he may or may not actually have it. But he always if putting your body on the line or running through a brick wall like Gabby does do it, and he's definitely good enough to hurt teams. He's quick, he's agile, he's pacey. He can beat a man sometimes. I'd love to see him as a striker. I'd just love to see him get a stint through the middle for whatever reason to like let him maybe be the answer. Look, he's small, he's short, he's not going to be a centre forward, which is why it doesn't seem like an attractive proposition. But damn, if you can put him in on the last defender and just him between the goal, he's shown that he can do it from the halfway line on multiple occasions. If he's beaten the last defender and he's just a foot race to the goal, he'll win. He can do that and find a nice little finesse shot into the corner. I'd like to see him get a chance, but it just isn't. That's not the profile of striker that the Premier League in 2025 is interested in.
First of all, Arteta, JJ, why do you think? Because he started with 3 CDMs, essentially, in this game. I think he could have gone a bit more proactive. So do you think, like, with Arteta, he'll actually be able to win the big silverware? Because when it comes to big moments like this,
I think that back four are our best back four. That's probably the best lineup. Lewis Skelly's brilliant, by the way. Like if any, like there are with the Arsenal depth, just as a blanket answer, the Arsenal depth. I don't actually mind who is. I miss Ben White. Ben White was great with Saka. Ben White and Saka, I maintain it, have a connection that is really good. But Timber is one of the best players, underrated in my opinion as well. So fine, Timber first. I accept that. Saliba and Gabriel, I probably would have kept Saliba. I probably would have carried on resting Saliba unless Mosquera had a shocker.
yeah,
I would have
yeah,
started Mosquera with Gabriel because he hasn't set foot wrong since having to replace him. And if Mosquera wasn't up to it and it was like sending him, then I would have made the sub and brought Saliba on. I don't think Saliba necessarily needed to start that game. Man City are not them anymore. Calafiori left back. I think Calafiori is like one. I think he is a unique player profile with what he can do. I'm as an Arsenal fan, I'm biased, but Calafiori is like this new hybrid player that can do things that like not many people can do in that position. So love having him. He's made of glass, so as long as he's fit, I'm having him. I thought the back four are fine. I don't mind. Like you say, three.
No, the back four is fine,
okay.
except for I would have changed like Saliba for Mosquera. I would have kept Mosquera.
Yeah.
I think it was too early for Saliba. But my concern was the 3 CDMs. Why not start Eze in the middle?
Oh,
Like,
it's a joke. It's a joke.
that for
Zubimendi
me
sitting.
was the one decision which ruined
The
everything.
worst thing that could have happened, Josh, is Marino getting that hat trick in Spain. That is the worst thing that could have happened for this game.
Yeah.
Like that's why, because he's got to play him. Oh, he's on a good run of form. He hasn't set foot wrong either. So like he's got to play. He was going to do the business. Marino does do the business as an 8, box to box. Like that's what these two channel players do now. You've got to be up. You've got to be back. You've got to be up. You've got to be back. Even you might not have to go the whole way, but in transitions you have to make gut busting runs. And he does. And he's technical enough. He can release. He can beat a press and ping it around and get free. Like they can do that. It's the next bit that Marino can't do. Put him as a striker and like do that bit at the end. He can do that. But that final third bit, Marino's not the guy.
It just seems like that Arteta's trying to force him into your squad.
Yeah,
it does.
He thinks he deserves it. Recently.
Yeah, that's fine. And yeah, last thing quickly on City. They're not another team. They are like. Do we just think it's just top 4? No title charge this season. Just top 4.
You can never count City out for a title charge, but I think Pep's finding it difficult to build a squad because he's never actually had to build a squad before.
Fair. Yeah.
It reminds me of Arsenal 2009, 10. Like, these are a really good team, but like over the course of a season, yeah, you like can't. They'll carry on dropping points at various opposition.
Didn't that team lose to United in the Champions League as well?
Ooh, saucy. All right, Khush, sorry, you wanted to change the topic.
Since we're on the Sunday topics, so let's go into Sunderland Villa. Sunderland Villa, that was a good game, bro. That was a good game. Sunderland went down to 10 men, and they did not seem fazed by that. Villa looked very sheepish throughout that game. They just
until Matty Cash popped up, like
yeah.
It was a great strike.
Yeah, it was a great strike, but in terms of Sunderland in general, I think Regis Libreris has actually made that team really well. He's coaching that team really well. They're not giving up on stuff. I think they were lucky not to actually get something more from that game. I think Sunderland have been a very shocked club for the Premier League because the way they've been playing is actually quite decent.
I think it was
Sunderland
a
are
perfect
seventh right
storm.
now, boys.
Yeah. I think it was a perfect storm of Sunderland are playing well and Aston Villa playing rubbish instead in front of goal, especially like they're a structured team. Like they're decent enough where it's hard to break down, but in front of goal they are absolutely horrendous. I'm not sure what's happening as a Villa. Like I'm not those free flowing moves they were having, when Tillemans was connecting and Rogers and all that. It's not happening for them anymore. So I think it's just the best of both worlds and the perfect
Ollie
storm.
Watkins, Ollie Watkins.
My FPL for the last 4 game weeks has been 8 points from that guy in total for 4 games. I think it's time I move on. So
I've never seen a fall off like it, guys. Like in March, what was it, February, March that they were playing Inter Milan, that went in the Champions League, like
when
toe to toe, scored goals, like
even the PSG
gave
game.
it to them. The PSG, not Inter Milan, PSG. Like they took them close, and
I was saying
now
last week. Do you
they
think this is
can't
due to?
score.
I was saying last week, is this due to them losing players like Asensio, Rashford? They've sold Leon Bailey. Rick said a season and a half ago they sold Musa Diaby and actually bought people back,
Where
and they
where did Asensio go?
So he was on loan.
he was on loan.
He had to go
Rashford and
back.
Asensio were both loans. Yeah, so he
Did
went
they
back.
have an option to buy him?
Yeah.
Did Asensio like, I'm not going there?
No,
I think it's a combination of
I think
catch.
Villa declined it.
Shout out Villa. Like
the
that is
reports were
it was
like
crazy.
they are FFP they're not sustainable. I think they were like literally about to break
What,
even.
they couldn't afford it? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So something along
Then
those
that
lines.
is absolutely the reason, guys. That's the creativity as well. Leon Bailey's gone as well. So they've only got John McGinn who just tries hard,
Yeah,
like
super Tom again.
pure spirit. He's brilliant.
But then I was saying as well, you can't. They're playing a guy called. They're playing Emi Buendia. He's a great player, but there's a reason they sent him on loan, and he wasn't getting into that squad last season because he wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, I think Villa for me they're gonna be mid-table to lower
It's
table.
going to be a struggle for them this season. It's going to be a massive fall off.
Unless they pick up again, but
How old is he now?
They've got European football this season. I think they're in Europa League, so it's going to be even more difficult because they've got.
I actually think they'll close to the Europa League, to be fair, because of it's just like I think what they're going to do is what Spurs and United did last season. Spurs and United were not playing well in the Premier League, but because it's the Europa League and all that, and no teams are dropping down in the Champions League, they're just going to go forward. I think that's what's going to happen. So I think they'll be fine in Europe. I think it's the Premier League they've got to worry about, but we'll see how it goes. Moving on to the other Sunday fixture, Man United, Chelsea, 2-1.
I think that was Saturday, mate.
Well, it's Saturday. Oh, my word. My bad.
Mate, it was game of the weekend. That was actually the game of the weekend.
It was the game of the weekend. Stormy night in Manchester, stormy evening in Manchester. 2-1 to United. Khush, kick us off. What are your thoughts?
Until we went 10, and until Casemiro got sent off, we were playing much. I think we could have easily wiped them off. Robert Sanchez is not the one. That dude Chelsea need to get a new goalkeeper. It's very apparent at this point that I was listening to, I think, TalkSport or something, and they were saying that when Chelsea were title contenders, they had keepers like Cech and Courtois. If you look at that team, and they had a good defense as well, but if you look at that team, you have Robert Sanchez there. You look at that team, you're thinking, yeah, they're not going to do much. In terms of United, you could see a bit that the attack was actually clicking into place in certain ways. I think it was just a shame that Sesko had to go off for Casemiro's stupidness. We were playing well, and then we went to 10 man. And you could tell that we got a bit like rocky after that, and then we just had to play all defense. In terms of when Sanchez got sent off, I think Maresca did the worst thing possible. I agree taking one player off for a defender, but taking all your attacking players off, and then he's saying that Cole Palmer's got injury. I don't think it's the case. because even Cole Palmer was shaking his head. So it's a bit of a sticky one for them to do because then they had nothing going forward. I would
I
love to see Garnacho get clattered as well.
I think for me, first of all, I'd have loved to see Garnacho like clattered by Casemiro, but I think for me, United
For
will
the
actually
second yellow card.
yeah. So let the other guy go, and then Garnacho just come on, just take him off, just walk off. It's not the ref doesn't even have to give you just walk off. He's like just
Walk.
walk.
It's just walk.
Exactly, just walk. But I think United were actually quite lucky in this game. First of all, I was annoyed with the lineup. We're playing Chelsea, who have a very good midfield in what you call it, Caicedo, Enzo, and all that. And then we're starting Casemiro and Bruno in midfield. Again, I'm sorry, it's just Bruno's not a midfielder. He's not. Casemiro is a bit slow, especially on a waterlogged pitch.
You just
On a side.
can't like keep saying the same thing every week as
But you
well.
know what?
Like
It's
playing
true.
playing
Yeah.
Casemiro, no legs, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno's done a good job, boys. But he's a 10. But he's a 10.
He's a 10.
Exactly.
I know.
He's a 10.
I know.
He's a 10. So, for example, I was speaking to someone about this. I was saying, if you play a central midfielder and number 10, Bruno's a number 10. He's used to, when he's out of possession, he's used to pressing and chasing around. Whereas a central midfielder is used to holding and reading players and tracking players when they come
And
into
he
the box.
can.
And they can, but then the problem
He's
is he's a pressing master first. So when he does it, he presses, he leaves Casemiro to deal with the midfield by himself.
And then you're screwed.
So, but then what happened was we got lucky. We started very intensely. Chelsea were panicking. Sanchez panicked.
You
Red
scored.
card. And then all of a sudden they dropped back. Maresca made the worst ever red card substitutions.
Not necessarily, just too soon. Because after the Casemiro red card, he wished he'd never done that.
Exactly.
You could see on his face as well.
Yeah. So it was just he made a mistake, and then I think that's what happened. And then we played well. We scored the 2 goals, fantastic. And then Casemiro, he on a yellow card. Don't hold him. Just let him go. They're 3 other players. Exactly. Just let him go. Just let him go. Just let him go. In fact, it was a 2-on-5. So 2 Chelsea players on 5 United players. Let him go into the defensive setback. There was no need. So Casemiro was silly there. And then for those 5 minutes after we got the red card, we lost our heads again. We almost actually scored before the halftime whistle. I was grateful it came. Second half, there's a bit of a balanced game, like waterlogged pitch and all that. Not really much excitement. They scored the one, nervous break. So
it was defense against defense in the second half.
Exactly. So I think Ruben Amorim got lucky. And this is what I need to see. Like, what is he going to do to make that midfield sustainable? Because next week, if we're going to play Brentford, and decides to storm our midfield again, and he plays Bruno again, because Casimir's not going to play, but Bruno again, we're screwed.
Boys, you know the answer. It's not sustainable. Like this is what your issue is. Like it's not. Like the only thing that could happen is Kobbie Mainoo comes in, and why he's not using him, I have no idea. Like why he's not even getting the chance, like is beyond me. You cannot play. The problem is not. If he wants to play 3 at the back, play 3 at the back. Have your wing backs go bomb forward and get back. Like, brilliant. But that midfield is overrun every time.
Exactly.
And I don't know why that hasn't been pointed out to him like explicitly yet. It's Bruno Fernandes jumps, he goes in for the press, and then you've got Casemiro against 3 players. Exactly. So how are we doing that? How are we doing that then? Like,
exactly.
I think the poor man can't run.
I think he still needs to. If you look at the United squad, there's still a mishmash of all these new other managers that come from the past, and he's still trying to get them out to bring his own players in.
He needs another one. Yeah.
He needs time to do that, but of course,
another window.
He needs time. He's only gone through one window.
No, but the problem, Khush, you see the problem.
He's gone through a window where he's got Dorgu.
Winter doesn't count. Okay.
We went and got a Dorgu who kind of fixed up our left wing back situation, and then in the summer he's addressed our attack where he's brought in Cunha, Mbeumo, and Sesko, and then he's actually brought in a goalkeeper who's not.
He needed a centre midfielder,
and we need a centre midfielder. So that's why we need another. He still needs time to get through to get his players in, because he knows that Casemiro and Ugarte and Bruno in an 8 isn't the players that he wants. He still needs another window to do that.
But the
And
problem I have with that analogy is this, right? If we had bought Baleba, for example, let's say we pulled 120 million out of somewhere, right, legally, and we bought Baleba, I can 100% guarantee you he's going to play Baleba and Bruno, and that was still going to be the problem.
Baleba
I
not even
can
playing
100%
well.
guarantee. Sorry?
No,
Baleba's
but
not playing well.
I know, but I'm just saying. My
Amarin
point
is
is,
happy to have
you
Bruno
should have
in
Bruno there.
there
Exactly.
because he's
And
good enough to do the job. He'll just do the job, and then
that's
have
where I have the
Ahmad.
problem.
That's what he
Yeah.
said in his interview the other day. And he's like, no, I don't agree because you've got Ahmad in front of him, you've got Sesko in front of him, you've got
So then, okay,
Mbuemo.
with that, you have
I think
say
he's
you have
wrong.
if you have your ideal two and you have Bruno available on the 10, who do you drop? Mbemo or Cunha?
I think you have to play it game by game, week by week, and rotate. For example,
Bruno
I'll
doesn't
say,
fit that system.
yeah.
Like
So
on paper.
either,
On
you have to
paper.
sacrifice. You have to sacrifice one of the two. For example, if I was looking at it from a manager perspective, right? Let's say I'm. In fact, if I was Amorim now, next game, Ugarte Mania my midfield, end off. That's it. Casemiro comes back.
Where
Red
are you
card.
playing Bruno?
Here's the other thing. So Bruno is more effective on the left, so he's gonna be playing on the left, end off.
Left wing.
Yeah,
Left wing.
left attacking mid. Left attacking mid, because that's the two.
So you're gonna drop Cunha?
Okay.
Yeah, and then Bruno on the
Is
one
Cunha
side.
fit yet?
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah,
Well,
it's now.
he is. He came on. Yeah, now he is. So I'm saying, so I would be rotating what's called Bruno and Cunha on the left, and then Ahmad and Mbuemo on the right, because Ahmad cannot play on the left. We've established it. Those two games on the left attacking mid, no good. But when you play him on the right attacking mid, good. So be swapping Ahmad and Mbuemo, and then be swapping Cunha and Bruno, and just have the balls to do that. That's what I'd say. Because it's not working to have Bruno. I mean, we got lucky this time. If Chelsea had 11 men from the get-go, we were going to be screwed.
And 15 more minutes at the end, maybe.
They were going to be absolutely screwed. So this is what I'm saying. So I would play Ugarte, Mainu, right? Sacrifice Cunha and rotate them with Bruno. Just rotate them. You're going to have to. You're not going to make them all happy. We're going to have more games next season. But for now, you just have to get the balls to do it. That's my thing. You can't put square pegs around holes just because we have to respect everyone and make everyone happy. Yeah, manager, it's your job to make the hard decisions. It's your job to make people happy. You know what I mean?
In that sense, I actually get the idea that maybe like Ruben Amorim maybe did not consider selling Bruno because he knows that he can do the job. So he's not, because I'd rather have an asset that can actually do it than sell him for big money and still have to find one. But maybe maybe Bruno doesn't have a future like as a 10 in this system. There is no 10. You've got wingers,
and
Yeah,
you can't.
so-
And they
yeah.
they did kind of try it when they put Cunha in the false line.
if they play a false 9, he can do it.
I think what
He'll
happens
be
is,
there.
if you're playing a team with a low block, so let's say you're playing a typical team who likes to defend a little bit, like your lesser teams, whatever, Burnley, who like to sit back and all that. I think Bruno works as one of those 2 10s because we have more of the ball, so Bruno can then find those passes. If you're going to be playing a
It's
team
not
that's
ideal
coming at you-
though.
it's not ideal, but it's good because
But,
you can
yeah.
unlock it. But if you're playing those teams, the high intensity, like Spurs, for example, right, who are going to be coming at you, and you need to
Touch
quickly
pass.
break on them. Exactly. You're going to need Cunha and Mbeumo because they're quicker and can, in their quickness, they're also technical as well, what Bruno is not. So there's certain games you're going to have to weigh it up. But the thing is, I think Bruno is the hill that Amorim is going to die on. And that's the thing which is going to get him fired. Nothing else but that.
What do you mean?
There's a lot of things that can get Amorim fired.
There's a lot of things that can fire. Oh, there's the second thing.
I don't think that's the main one.
I think that's the main one, to be fair. That's what's making us lose games, in my opinion. Because
By
for example,
not changing a formation to fit Bruno.
No, not the formation. Because I think you shouldn't change
To
the
play
formation.
Bruno in the 10.
Playing Bruno as playing Bruno.
There is
for
no
example.
Bruno as a 10 in that formation, is there?
No, that's what I'm saying. Bruno is the hill that Amorim is going to die on.
Gotcha. He will die because of not doing that.
Exactly. So
he had 3 games to save his career, and he's already won 1.
Yeah. So because the thing is, like, if against Fulham, Bruno did not track Smith Rowe, 1-1. Against Burnley, there was a thing he didn't track as well, and then against City, he didn't track the
he
forward
can
and
switch
run.
off. Yeah, he can.
So
Yeah.
Because he's a person who presses, not tracks back. You know, he's 31 years old. He's been playing a specialist 10 for at least 13 years of his life.
Yeah. So. It's not even his job to win the ball on the press. It's to funnel the ball to the next man to win. Yeah.
So, but hey, we'll see. In terms of Chelsea, guys, how are we looking? Because initially, like at the beginning of the season, I thought, they're going to mount something up.
Top 5. top
I
5.
just think they're all right. Like, I just think they're all right. Cole Palmer can do the business. What's his?
Esteval.
Esteval.
He's a decent player.
Esteval's really good. João Pedro been no problems with him.
I don't
Neto's
think that.
good.
I don't think Marasca's the right guy for it. To be fair, they
Yeah,
got
maybe
all.
not.
I don't understand their transfer policy of like buying Garnacho, but when you have
Oh,
like
that is.
Bino Gittins, you have
It's not a
all these.
football. It's not a
It's
It's
just
not a football decision. That is purely. They are Clear Lake are clearly coming at these as you are buying assets early, and develop even perception development, because if their PR's good, they don't even have to be that much better, and you can make a profit on these players.
It's literally
Like,
the NFL
I
model,
promise
isn't
you,
it?
that's what they're doing. It's the NFL model. Like, buy
Exactly.
these assets early on long contracts. I promise you, when it comes to selling at the right time, we'll earn money.
In fact, their numbers of their squad rivals NFL squad numbers.
Haven't they already started to make profit? Aren't Chelsea already starting to be like, this is starting to look good now? Like,
Yeah,
from the players that they have sold.
yeah.
This is
and
clearly, this
also
is a
from
business
the
model.
winnings as well, from the
Do you
winnings
know?
of the
If
Club World Cup.
we'll get some trophies, whether I think they're going to win the league, I don't think they're anywhere near it. But cup competitions, getting far, I think that's
I think Chelsea
exactly what they've got planned.
under Abramovich, Chelsea was that team that you can never count out of that like Premier League title race until they got to a point where they would have like so in the season where they just drop off. But with this blue co type of Chelsea, they don't care about winning the Premier League.
100%.
They
That would
want
be a nice bonus.
they want like I don't mind getting like an FA Cup or a Conference League or Club World Cup type of thing, but they don't care. They just want
Yeah, yeah.
all publicity is good publicity to them.
No ambition, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll move on. Still, we go straight up to Liverpool, the Merseyside Derby,
No.
2-1.
Josh, you missed something out right there.
Oh, jeez.
Your beloved Wolves lost 3-1 to Leeds.
Oh, listen. Let's not play it like this. Okay, here's what I'll say, right? Listen,
5-0.
I'm still Team Wolves at the moment, but I will be lying if I say it's not looking bleak. It is looking bleak at the moment. At the same time, Leeds have been playing well, but I don't want to keep making excuses for Wolves, to be fair. But Leeds have been playing well, so it was going to be one of those moments. I don't know what's wrong with Wolves. Like, when you see them, it's not like they're playing bad. It's not like they're not structured. It's just they can't get going. It's like they're Aston Villa without the success of last season. You know what I mean? Essentially, the way they're playing. They have a structure. They have a good structure. But I don't think Strand Larsen is not good enough. First, I don't think Strand Larsen is good enough anyway to lead
They've
the
got Spurs next.
I don't see them winning that
they're
game.
not winning that game.
They're not winning that. So
They're
now
winning that.
They're gonna go 6-0.
The problem for Wolves is bloody Sunderland and and Burnley and the other team that have come up.
Sunderland are 7th, by the way.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who are the three that came up? Burnley,
Sunderland, and Leeds.
And Leeds are no mugs either. Like, honestly, West Ham
Leeds are
and
gonna stay in.
Wolves,
Yeah.
and even I was going to say Villa. They are the bottom three right now. Like, they need to be careful.
To be fair, at the
I
moment,
agree.
I'm going to say the most likely to get relegated at the moment are those two, West Ham and Wolves. The others, I'm not too sure at the moment.
Yeah, agreed.
And I think, to be fair with you, I think I look at the Wolves team, and the one thing I can actually tell you for free, I don't think like Strand Larsen is good enough to lead the line. They don't have a good striker.
Strand Larsen didn't even lead the line that game. He was injured, so they brought him in late in the second half.
Yeah, so
and when he did come on, he did actually make a difference.
He does, but then he's not. The problem is he's not like a fully developed Premier League striker, but that they need one right now. Because if you look at it, they play the ball well into the front lines. Just Strand Larsen wastes chances. And I remember, like, when I was going to go to Newcastle because Newcastle wanted him, I was like, really? Like, do you want Strand Larsen? And then they went for Walter Matter because I don't think he's good enough to actually lead a line at the moment. I think it's still developing. So
I think with Wolves in general, when they first came into the Premier League, they had all these players like Ruben Neves, Diogo Jota, like rest in peace to him, but like they had all these players that were there, and then when they've all left, they didn't really invest in that squad. They brought in all these like unknown players, and with unknown players, it's a very double-edged sword that they can either hit hard or they'll backfire very badly, and they won't adapt really well. And that's what you're seeing with Wolves at the moment, because even the manager, Vitor Pereira, he doesn't even know what his best back line is or his best team is at the moment. And
Exactly.
that's the shocking thing, going 5-0, well, no, not 5-0, nearly 6-0, and he's going to go 007 with a team.
I think that's also another
It's
thing. That's another
it's not
source
looking
of
good.
yeah, that's another source of the confusion as well. I think the manager is not set, and like he keeps changing, like tweaking the formation a little bit and the players, which I guess he's trying to find a way out of it. But I think it's just stick with one lineup, or the majority of the time one lineup, and also like
Why
call
would you
me
stick with
favoritism.
why would you stick with one lineup if that one linup's not getting any results? You have to make tweaks to make it
But
make
the
a
problem with
chance for you to
but the
do.
They've
problem
sold all
with
their best
tweaking,
players, guys. All their
but
best
the
players
problem
are
with
gone.
tweaking every single week is nothing is gonna work. Like when you now come against a team who's supposed to be your similar opponent, because like we talked about the first 4 game weeks, they were playing teams who are like a higher caliber than them, right? Now you're coming down to Leeds, and you both came up together, right, from the championship last season. Yes, there's been difference in like transfer window or whatever, but if you don't have that one team, which is a solid team, against the lesser teams, and because you're tweaking every single time, it's not going to be fluid. You're not going to have your proper structure and all that. You know what I mean? It's not going to be better to get the points. So I don't know. But I think that if the next 4 games to save the season, if they don't get any points in the next 4 games, I think it's
It's
almost safe.
done. They're,
Yeah,
they're, they're,
it's
they're
just
going
more
towards
what
like
it
Yeah.
is, what it
derby.
shows, the signs that it shows as well. Yeah, like if they're not capable of getting points, then
We've
they're
we've seen this
doomed.
though. We've seen this with so many teams. Like I'll give you an example. Southampton. Remember when they had Mane, Pele, Tadic, great squad. They sold them all and they didn't invest well. Look
Mm.
what's happened to them. They're
I'm still
struggling.
worried about Brentford. I still don't think Brentford ain't good.
Even though Brentford
All right,
aren't doing too
let's
well.
dive into Fulham Brentford then 3-1 real quick. Brentford lost 3-1, and yeah, how do you go about that? To be fair, Fulham played well.
Fulham, the
Di-
thing is with Fulham is always going to be a difficult game, especially for a
mm,
lower
mm.
league, lower in the league side.
Fulham, well
And
organised, decent club, good manager. With what they can afford and their finances, they are able to put together a team that are a comfortable Premier League outfit now.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
and that club is being run really well, and the manager is looking
Mm.
after that squad really well, and he's doing the best he can with that squad. And you have
He
seen that since
deserves
they
he deserves a chance at a top six club. I don't know why he
didn't he
hasn't
get
had it already.
didn't he get a chance at one point? No, it was Everton. Sorry,
It
my
was
bad.
Everton, but Everton
It
at
was
that time was still kind of like
Yeah,
tilting. Yeah,
yeah. No, Marco Silva. Honestly, like I wonder what he could do at United. I wonder what he could do at United. Whisper it quietly.
To be fair, I
Mm,
wouldn't be
mm.
against it. But hey, I'm sticking with Amorim for now. But to be fair, I've thought about it before. But I would say, like, in this case, Brentford have been playing well, to be fair, this season. Shockingly well, in my opinion. But I think they just came against a well-oiled Fulham team. And then Alex Iwobi just put on a performance
I
of a
wouldn't say they've
lifetime.
been
Thomas
playing. I
Frank's
wouldn't say
gone. They've lost all their best players. They are. It's tetchy. It's techy for them right now.
I wouldn't say they're playing well. They've
Mm-mm.
had moments of playing well, but I don't think they're consistent enough to. They're going to struggle this season. We said at the start they're going to struggle this season. They lost in Burma, they lost Wissa, they lost Thomas Frank, they lost basically most of their back three staff as well. So they're going to struggle. And for a squad to lose all those players and their manager in a single window, it's going to be very difficult for them to bounce back. And Brentford haven't really invested in their squad well. I think they let Wissa go way too late. They should have finished that off. He wanted to leave. They should have finish that off more or less straight away so they can bring in a replacement. And they bought Igor Tudor, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, Igor Thiago, sorry. He hasn't really hit the ground running. And the the only really good players are like Mikel Damgard and Kevin Chardon. I can see them leaving next season if nothing turns up.
Fair play. Yeah, well, moving quickly, let's talk about the Merseyside derby now. 2-1 Liverpool. Gravenberg, man of the match performance. Although it was given to Salah, but I think Gravenberg was man of the match in that one. But I think with Liverpool, I think we're gonna have to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm gonna start with the good. They're playing well. They're grinding out the wins. They're not playing well, I guess. Let me rephrase it. They're not playing well, but they're grinding out the wins. They're getting the results.
Again,
They get
results.
6 points. They're getting the points on the board. So good for them. Good for them in their early title charge. That's a good. The bad, it seems like Verts is not really up to scratch yet. Maybe he's gonna get there. It seems like Isak is not up to scratch yet. He's gonna get there. He only started recently, and that's the bad, I would say, for now. The ugly side, which I want to speak about in Liverpool, is I think we've now kind of started seeing a bit of favoritism from the officials to Liverpool, which is frankly appalling.
Are
I think,
we?
uh, yeah,
It's unusual.
no, I know JJ as an Arsenal fan is going to be shouting from the rooftops like it's been happening for the last few seasons, but I think in this season it's a bit more apparent. I think first of all, the decision to book as a Dewsbury Hall, I'm not sure where it was.
That was
For
Dewsbury Hall.
Dewsbury Hall to take a quick free kick is bonkers to me. If you don't want him to take a quick free, just tell him it. Listen, don't.
Wait for my whistle.
Exactly. Just tell him that. That's it. Yellow card. I've never
What you
seen it.
booked for being cheeky.
For trying to get the game on so we don't waste time, Yeah, let's book him for that. You know what I mean? It's stupid to me, and that was uncalled for. But the thing as well is 6 substitutions, about 3 or 4 minutes of injury during the whole game, and then only 3 minutes gets added on. That was very fishy. Even the commentator said that was fishy.
Liverpool
And
didn't need a goal, Josh, so that's why that happened,
exactly
mate.
when Liverpool needed a goal against Newcastle 12 minutes in, and I'm sorry, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but that is just blatant corruption. So either it's just very bad at officiating in this
Boys,
game, but
I love a good conspiracy theory. You can't live I don't live my life like that, but hey, like a good bit of gossip. Like, let me hear it. Go on. What have you got to say about this conspiracy then? Ever since that video came out of the referee David Coote saying just chatting about Liverpool and like how Jurgen Klopp was the worst, the PGMOL absolutely cannot allow anyone to think that, like, oh well, they've won the league, so we obviously aren't trying to. We don't hate Liverpool, of course we don't. We're not in disrepute, because don't bring a complaint of disrepute against us because you've caught our referee hired by us chatting, showing absolute bias against your team. Don't bring a case against us because you've won the league. So we can't be crooked, can we? They are bending over backwards to appease this team, all
yeah.
because one of their referees had some had some misdemeanors and was caught with his trousers down effectively. And the PGMOL have been petrified of Liverpool ever since.
I
I
agree.
agree.
I totally agree. Like I said, I don't want to be leaving down that lane, but I think it's time to actually say yes. I think they're overcompensating now, and I think this is the third season since it happened, second season,
2
but
seasons, yeah.
2 seasons, yeah. So I think they've overcompensated way too much now, and it's enough. Like, even I'll give you an example. There's the tackle that Casemiro did on I forgot, was it Esteban? What
Enzo.
did he do on Enzo, right? And then he got the yellow card. Liverpool was against Newcastle. I forgot who it was. I really wish I forgot, but Glennis will find the clip and put it in. Someone did the exact same tackle to the Newcastle player last week. No yellow card. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Nothing. Literally, like,
To be fair, with the refereeing in the Premier League has been poor anyway for a good couple years. But I think it's been more apparent that they've been more lenient towards Liverpool. And
exactly.
with, I think if once people watch this, they're like, oh, they're Man United fans, they're Arsenal fans. Of course, they're going to be saying that. But the facts are there. Like, why is the 3 minutes being given after all these subs and injuries have been going on for? It's a bit. You have to look into that, and I think you can't.
Howard Webb just there, like, look, if there's anything that happens that's contentious that makes it look like we hate Liverpool, just don't do it. And that's
And
how you get away. That's how they get away with murder.
you know what it does? I think, for example, for all intents and purposes, Liverpool is a fantastic team, and I think this is taking away from their efforts, because the way they're able to grind out results, like against all odds, is fantastic.
Yeah,
But then now,
I'm
if they
just
have
hating. They're too good, Josh. Like
no,
they are.
they are.
They're defensively not. No, they do not deserve 15 points right now. They
Sh-
do not
They look
deserve
very
it. They
shaky.
don't.
They look very
They are
shaky.
shaky. But going forward, clearly, I mean, Slobosly, like he is an elite player.
He is.
He is actually elite. Like he's really good, and they're deploying him as a right back. Like McAllister, who I always thought, like, yeah, you're not that good though. Like you're all right, but you're like, no, he's really good. Salah, is his powers maybe starting to wane, but like he still can do the business. Ekatike has started so much better than I was hoping he would. I thought he would be in the bracket of Hoyland and Gyökeres, but he might be in bridging that gap between. I think he's maybe like what I said
It's
about
like the,
footballers. What I said
it's
about
like the,
footballers, like he
it's
can
like
do
you have your
both.
S. It's like you have your S tier of like Haalands and stuff. He's gone into like that A tier, A B.
100%. Which is really upsetting. Who did they replace Diaz with? Cody Gakpo, who I didn't think was good enough, is showing that he actually is all right. Like he can pop up and get involved and do some business. Even as I read those names, apart from Salah, I'm like, yeah, like, they don't deserve 15 points, but they're getting it done. And
Yeah.
Isak hasn't even played yet in the Prem.
Do you
Even in the
think?
Champions League as well, like in the who are they playing? Atletico Madrid, it's 2-2. You're thinking, wow, they've blown it. Surprise, surprise, and come up
There
with,
it
with the win
is.
again. So they are actually a very good team, and they're a title winning team, and they've got that mentality, like
Mm,
they want it, and this is
mm.
just scarring it, and that's what I hate. Like we don't have to be looking back and say, okay, Liverpool won the title, which I don't want to be saying anyway, but anyway, we don't want to be looking back saying Liverpool won the title, but then did the refs help them? I don't want to be doing that. You know what I mean? I just want
I
it
think
to
the
be
refs help themselves. And like, I don't believe that there is like a mandate to help Liverpool win. Like, I don't think the PGMOL need to. Like, I don't think they're doing that. I think they're just trying to be like, oh, if there's any drama with Liverpool, just drop it. Like,
yeah,
don't do it, don't do it. If it will cause a scene, don't cause a scene. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
No, I get you.
I would
It
not
doesn't
be
take.
surprised at all if that's happening.
I don't think you can take. I think the result itself, that it wasn't a fair result. I think like Everton played really well. They've been playing really well this season. I think one
Yeah.
person that really stands out on their side is Jack Grealish.
Mm.
Jack Grealish, without the shackles in that Everton side, has turned back to his old self. Really, he's top assister. He's creating more chances than more players in the Premier League at the moment. But it gets to that point where why couldn't he do this at City? Is it because of the Pep system, or is it because he can't shine in a big team and he has to go to a smaller team? Because he had a similar thing with Villa, where Villa were coming up, but they weren't Villa. And then he got his big move to City, and that's what happened. Do you think that's the case, or is it more like
I think Jack Grealish is a person who you can't confine to a particular system. You know what I mean? So I think with Pep's way of football is too methodical for Jack Grealish to shine. So I think in almost any other top six team, he would do very well. Put him in Liverpool on that left side. I'm telling you, he would tear it up because Liverpool give their wingers expression. You know what I mean? Luis Diaz, Salah, whatever, they're allowed to express themselves. Even in an Arsenal team, Saka expresses himself on the right hand side. Martinelli is up and down because he's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. You know what I mean?
Mm,
In
mm.
any other team in the top six besides Man City, he'll shine because that manager will be like, you know what? I know you're big players, do your thing. You know what I mean? But
Pep's an
in a city,
egomaniac.
yeah, exactly. Pep is like, no, do
It's
things
my
my
way.
way.
It's my way. What
Exactly.
like you are all just part of
My machine.
my machine. You are chess pieces. If any one of you have the talent, like you are replaceable. I can because it's what I've got up here. Like
Exactly.
Pep is, he won't ever say it, but like he is absolutely a narcissist like that. Like you are not. There are no stars. There are no stars in a Pep Guardiola team. Pep's
Yeah.
the star.
mm,
Um, which is like it works, it wins. It's won for him for like
the thing
so
is
very
that
long.
he can do that because he's actually one star. He can actually.
Yeah.
No, but this is where I think, like, for example, going back to that debate about Sir Alex versus Pep, this is where I think Sir Alex was better. Because if you compare Sir Alex and Pep, they have almost similar records in winning. I mean, Sir Alex is still on top because of, longevity. But I think the difference is, even though Sir Alex was a strict disciplinarian or whatever, if he had a player who had the talent, he would tell them, go do your thing. Look at Ronaldo, Nani, Rooney, all those players who were like, listen, do your thing and whatever. But I will expect you to defend whatever. Versus Pep is like, no, it's my team. Do it this way, this way, this way, this way. So I think that's the difference mainly. And I think in a Pep system, he was never going to shine. Shackles are on. In another system, manager's like, you know what? He's my most creative player. I'll allow him to do his thing. He'll create. He'll come in. He'll do this. Let him do it.
Yeah, I don't think it's about a big team or a small team. I think honestly, I think it was anybody but Pep.
Yeah.
Anybody but Pep, like in any other team, he would have, if he was deployed like in the right position, like don't put him, don't do a Bruno Fernandes at United to him. But like if he had played at any other team in either out wide or as a number 10,
yeah,
Jack Grealish is a superstar. Like
I agree.
he can beat a man. He's got a bit of wizardry and he can pick a lock. Like that's exactly everything that you'd want.
Exactly.
Would he get into the England squad for the World Cup next year? If he's continuing like this?
He has to. He has to. If you're Thomas Tuchel and you play that system of yours and you're in the need of someone who can play just behind the striker who can create something, you're going to have to take him in, especially in the form he's in at the moment. Jack Grealish is that one wild card you throw into a game and you never know what's going to happen. And the opposition cannot actually know what's going to happen. You have to. If he continues like this, if he gets 20 assists a season, I don't see a reason why not.
I would have said the same thing about Raheem Sterling. And, Raheem never, every time Raheem Sterling played for England, he was actually really good. And I thought, especially during the Euros that year, like he was the one to unlock it. And if Jack carries on playing how he's playing at Everton, he should absolutely go. I'd like to see him. The thing is, Saka's starting on the right. So do you need to marry up your wingers so that you've got another Saka on the left? Or can you because Jack and Saka are completely different. So there will be an imbalance.
I think he would start Saka and Eze maybe.
Yeah, I don't think Jack gets in.
Not yet. He comes in off the bench. I think he's your difference. For example, like
if the
problem we have. Okay, now there's so many wingers. Like you have Rashford, for example. So yeah, you have Rashford now as well. So who's going to play on the left wing? Is it going to be Rashford? Are you going to play Rodgers? Are you going to play 4-3-3? We're going to do that, or are they going to play 4-2-3-1?
Is Rashford back in the mix? Is Rashford back in England squad? Like he's in Tuchel's
plans? Unfortunately,
last 2 games, he's 2 goals, 2 assists.
And the other one he did in front of Tuchel as well. And yeah, I think Rashford's
he's turning up.
He's turning up.
He scored an international break as well in the World Cup qualifiers.
So yeah, Rashford's gonna be there for sure.
Rashford's coming. Get the gang back.
But this is what I think. So like, if you have like, for example, if Rashford starts, right, let's say you're playing in 4-3-3 for some reason. Kane number 9, Rashford left side, Saka the right side. You know what I mean?
Where's Cole?
Second.
Where's Cole?
In the 10.
We're calling the 10. That's what I'm saying.
Where's Jude? Look, I'd be happy to play. I'd happy to. 4-3.
So if you play
4-3-3, it'll be
4-2-3-1.
Kane, Saka, Rashford, Cole Palmer, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice.
Yeah. You can play like Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham as a pivot.
Where's Saka in that?
Right side.
The wing.
Oh, you did say him.
Yeah, so 4-2-3-1, right? So Khush,
is it 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3?
4-3-3.
What?
That's what I'm saying. So Rice is the 6.
Rice is the 6.
Then you want Jude and who?
Cole.
Jude and Cole as 8s.
Cole was the 8, Jude in the 10. No. Jude in the 8, Cole was the 10.
That's a 4-2-3-1 then, Khush, if you're going to do that, because you can't play...
So you're at the minute, you're playing 4-3-3 like that?
Yeah. 3-3-3-3. So
there's the 6, there's an 8, and there's a 10.
So it's like a 4-3-3 attacking. So you have Kane up front, Rashford, Saka in your wingers
Trident. Yeah.
and the trident. So then, but just behind Kane, you have Cole Palmer in that 10.
That's a 4-2-3-1, Kush.
No, it's not. Shut up.
Not yet. Not yet.
No. And then just behind then in the 2, in like a little triangle,
Oh, you're
is
doing that. Okay, you're doing
Bellingham
that.
and Rice. So Rice
So
just
there's
say
no. So there are no CDMs.
Rice is the CDM because he can bring it forward and he can help control the line. And he's done it and he's done it before, and you can't say he hasn't done it before.
I think that still looks more like a 4-2-3-1, Kush, to be honest with you, because if
Well,
you
you
look
need
at
another player if it's 4-2-3-1.
If you play Cole in that 10 behind the trident, then it's going to have to be a pivot. You can't do that. It's going to be unbalanced. It has to be a pivot.
I would have 4-2-3-1, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And I would
Tuchel doesn't play 4-2-3-1.
Jude and Declan Rice as my sitters.
Exactly.
I know Jude is so good. But
Jude's been playing in the 10 at Real Madrid.
I know, but we've got loads of 10s that are really good. We've got a load of 10s that can really let Cole do it, let Phil do it for crying out loud. Finally, let someone else do it. Jude Bellingham, when he was ripping it up in at the beginning of Dortmund and at Birmingham, he was a CDM. He started as a CDM. He got noticed as a CDM. Like he's got legs. He can chase. He can win tackles. Him and it's not superstar enough for Jude. He won't want to do that. But him and Declan Rice should both sit in there as a double pivot. You have Saka right, Rashford left, or maybe Eze left. Or maybe not. There's so many different combos that we can use. Noni Madueke right, Kane up front. We're blowing teams away with it.
But the thing is with Jude, Jude
is a problem.
In that Euros, he was our best player playing in the 10.
Because he scored an overhead kick once.
Not even. You can't even lie. He was our best player in that one.
He was great. But we can get loads. We've got loads of Eze, Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, Jude Bellingham. If none of them can do the business, eventually Kane. We've got loads that can be a 10.
Kane's playing the 10 at the Bayern Munich at the moment.
Kane's a wicked 10. Kane's a Rooney 10.
Kane is a Rooney 10 is the best analogy I've heard in a while.
Just little touch, ping it out.
Yes.
He's mint.
Yeah. All right, quickly moving on to Brighton Spurs 2-2. Spurs fighting back because they were about to lose that game, and Kudus played well, Richarlison played well. I think it was what I think about Spurs this season, because Brighton did play very well as well. Minte, what a player.
Spurs, they are playing well this season, but they're inconsistent. That's what you can say about Spurs, is that they can turn it on in one game, and then when they come to another game, as soon as they go a goal down, they do drop their heads a bit.
Yeah, same old.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
And then because we should bat through these ones quickly. I just think Spurs are much better under Thomas Frank, a lot more organised. They've got the same potency going forward, but it is not mental in terms of the whole defensive structure or lack thereof. So Thomas Frank, he's always going to be good. I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to get Ivan Toney back from the Saudi League at some point. And I think Spurs can probably do some damage.
I agree.
Spurs are fine.
Spurs are fine.
I think they were lucky.
The one thing I have against Thomas Frank is he was playing Xavi Simons on the left side and all that. And I think in the Brighton game, he then put Xavi Simons in the middle. No, in the middle. And then that's when Xavi Simons actually played very well. So I think he should just start playing Xavi Simons in the middle now and actually allow it to be that 10, because he's got enough wingers already. That's the only thing I'll say.
Yeah, he's got to do it.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm all good. The rest of the results, they're quite simple. Burnley, Forest, 1-1. Ange not getting a win first, denied
Love that.
Yeah.
No, I like Ange. I heard I didn't actually watch the game, or I listened to the game on the radio. I was driving at the time, and I heard his post-match interview, and he's like, "Look, I can't fault the effort. The players are starting to play my way now. So let's see what he does win in his second season. Like he has done he has done that now, so he can dine out on that for another year. But whether he can deliver what Marinakis wants, I think we might see another fallout down the line.
Yeah.
Marinakis is a very toxic.
You can't
Yeah.
please him. You can't please him. Jose Mourinho, circa 2006, could have pleased him. Like Marinakis thinks he's like the new Roman Abramovich, but he hasn't. He hasn't got the players.
I think that Nuno thing is going to actually hurt him more than it did. Like, he's actually...
Nuno was a
the
good
players-
guy.
The players
Nuno
liked
was
him. They
amazing.
wanted him to stay. It's
Yeah.
just Marinakis being Marinakis, and
Yeah,
Mhm.
Nuno was
if no one
amazing.
follows, if it's his way or the highway.
Yeah, Marinakis is the manager of that club.
I'll actually
Right.
say, like, Forest before the Nuno thing, I think we're on track to be top 10, maybe even top 8, but now mid-table, like even 11, 12, and that's about it. Burnley, same thing.
I like seeing Nottingham Forest in the league. You know what they did under Brian Clough. Like Nottingham Forest have got some real heritage, like in the tapestry of English football, but they're not winning anything anytime soon.
Yeah.
No.
Jumping quickly to Crystal Palace, West Ham. Oh, Rich is not here to lament his team, but yeah,
Ooh.
2-1 again. West Ham looking relegation fodder at the moment. Crystal Palace.
Potter's going to get sacked. Potter is going to get sacked.
What hurts me though,
that
it's
team,
not his fault.
he's
That's
not at
hurtful.
fault, but that team, like United, are so rotten through.
Yeah.
They're not well run. That team only wants business. They're not a football club. They're a business club.
Do you know who need Jared Bowen?
Pardon?
Tottenham.
Yeah.
Tottenham.
True.
Jared Bowen, and it's always the way with West Ham and Spurs, and he's probably, with Danny Dyer being his father-in-law now, the Epping Mafia have probably got onto him, so he can't. But like, Kudus is great, but as London club, Tottenham is perfect for Jared Bowen to go and be an absolute star winger. He's too good for West Ham. He's on a sinking ship. How long is he going to last there for?
That ship is going to sink because next summer they're probably going to lose Bowen. I have a feeling they're losing Paquetá next summer as well. That
Paquetá
team
hasn't even been good. He's been having stinkers.
he's been having, but he's one of their better players. But
that's the point. That's my point.
In terms of that squad, they're going to lose so many players next season if nothing changes because everyone can see that's a sinking ship at the moment. They're going through what happened. Maybe I don't know. Maybe in the 2000s where they
Crystal Palace had the same thing.
Where they got relegated and they had to wait a season to come back up and then they've reset. I think that's what's happening again, where they're going to have, if they go down, they will come back up. They're going to reset.
West Ham, another club, like a staple Premier League club. Like I want to see West Ham in the Prem as well. But I just don't know how it went so wrong. David Moyes, they've always been complaining about funds, but they are like in the heart of East London. They're a relatively central London club.
Mm-hmm.
Like you expect all the London clubs to be there or thereabouts.
And they get so many events there as well.
West Ham are not Brentford in sense of like, it's this small little stadium out on the east. They're at the Olympic Stadium, and it's a rubbish stadium, but that's not the point. Like they get footfall.
Yeah, I think they should just be careful there, otherwise they're gonna get relegated. But moving on quickly to Newcastle, Bournemouth 0-0. I think that was written in the cast like before the game started. Nothing too irregular. I think both clubs are looking to do well this season. They've started off relatively well. Bournemouth better because they have more, points. But Newcastle,
Bournemouth fourth. Bournemouth are fourth, right?
let me just double check that for you. And looking at the table, Bournemouth are fourth, yes. And
Newcastle are where?
13th.
Oh,
but it's 6 points versus 10.
They lost Isaac and then
they didn't have striker.
They didn't have a striker.
Well, you don't think Newcastle are potent?
No.
They weren't. I think
we've got them next, so I'm keen to hear that.
I think with Newcastle, I think defensively they're sound. They're very sound defensively. So I think we're gonna have struggles breaking them down.
But they can't score.
I think once they start linking up with Walter Motter like a bit better, then I think it'll be better. Like,
is he good?
Too
He
early
has
to
good
say.
touches.
Too early to say.
It's too early to say, but what I say, ball control, close ball control. Yeah, he has that. For a lanky dude, he has it. Like that close ball control where he can just keep it, and he has it. But obviously, too soon to tell. They're still learning how he vibes because they were used to like a direct approach with Isak. The guy is fast, pass into space, Isak will meet it to goal. Now they don't have that, so it's changing literally your way of play to like a player who holds up versus a player who runs onto the ball. I think it's a bit
Oh
different.
yeah. They've got a centre forward instead of
Exactly.
a number 9.
Exactly. Exactly. So we'll see how it goes. Quickly just doing the predictions for next time. I think we have one good game, 2 games, roughly, like in terms of big games and all that.
Tell me.
Gonna start off with Brentford and Man United. Kush, what do you think?
Man U to win 2-1.
JJ?
Man United 1-0.
I would love United to win. I'm not sure. I'm gonna put
Brentford.
it. You don't understand how the match that midfield scares me.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're terrible. So yeah, go on.
So that midfield scares me. So I'm just gonna play it safe. I want my team to win, obviously, but I'm gonna put 1-1 at the moment. If we win, I'll take it as a bonus. Let me put it that way.
Nice, you can't
Brighton,
lose.
Chelsea, Brighton, interesting game. How's that gonna go? Because they have no keeper.
It's got 2-2 written all over it, but like 2-1 Brighton. Brighton are a bogey team for Chelsea.
Yeah.
2-0 Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. Damn. Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
it could be.
2-1. 2-1 Brighton there as well for me. Crystal Palace and Liverpool. It's going to be awkward because Gahey is going to be there.
Just please, just 1-0 Palace, 2-1 Palace,
Oh.
please. I think it's going to be 1-0 Liverpool.
Kush.
1-1.
I think 2-1 to Liverpool. The last minute win again with 12 minutes at a time. Hint, hint. Leeds, Bournemouth. That's going to be an interesting game. I think I'm going to try to watch that one if I can. I think Leeds are going to win 2-1 to Bournemouth there.
Bournemouth 4th place. Nah, bro. You're gonna go Bournemouth. I'm gonna say 1-0 Bournemouth.
Leeds at home, by the way.
I think
But
it's a
Bournemouth are on good
0-0. I
form.
think it's a bore 0-0 draw.
Really?
I
Fair.
think Leeds are gonna Bournemouth are like really good, so Leeds are gonna try and not lose.
All right. Then we've got Man City, Burnley.
4-0. 4-0 City.
Yeah. 2-0 City. Burnley's just a bit too good defensively for City to break down like that, but yeah.
Yes,
I'll say
like
2-0.
maybe even 5, comprehensive. Yeah, draw with Arsenal, but they play go and steamroll these whipping boys.
All right, and then Forest, Sunderland. That's an interesting one, but I think Sunderland will win that 2-1.
0-0. Sunderland
1-0 Forest.
Sunderland are good. Don't get me wrong, but they're very hit and miss.
Yeah, I think Forest might. I think Ange will get 3 points.
Fair play. And then Spurs and Wolves. Yeah, I think Wolves are going to lose this one like 3-0 at least minimum, and it pains me to say it, but yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. 3-0 to Spurs on that one.
Yeah.
1-1 draw.
2-0 to Spurs.
Man does not want Spurs to win. Fair, I rated. Aston Villa, Fulham. I think that's going to be a 2-1 win to Fulham, even though Fulham are away to that one as well.
2-0 to Fulham.
I was going to say 2-0 to Fulham. Villa can't score.
Right. And then JJ, your boys are playing on Sunday, and it's going to be Arsenal versus Newcastle at St. James's Park. That's going to be an interesting game to play.
Arsenal Newcastle at St James's Park. I don't know, guys, because we can't. 2-1 Arsenal, because I think we have enough to beat Newcastle.
1-1.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go for 1-1. I just need to see more desire from Arsenal players and the manager, to be fair. I just need to see the Arsenal manager saying, screw it, I'm going to go for this. Start not pragmatic from the middle, like from the beginning. Eze, start him, have 4-2-3-1, put Eze in the central, let him attack, or at least on the left, something. I don't know, just go for it. If you don't do that, Newcastle will hold them.
if Arsenal score first, they're gonna win 1-0 because they're gonna shut up shop more or less
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
away.
We
But if Newcastle
We're
score
really good
first,
defensively.
if Newcastle score first, then Arsenal try to take the game. I think they'll get 1 goal back, but they will stay 1-1.
All right, and then the last game of the weekend is going to be on Monday, actually, and it's Everton, West Ham, and I think that is going to be a 2-1 win to Everton. Goodison Park. Easy.
2-0, 2-0.
Yeah, I think 2-0 as well. I think Everton win that game comfortably.
Fair play. And that we said, today's episode is done. Thank you so much for joining us. JJ, lovely to have you back.
Nice one, boys. Thanks for having me.
And Khush, thank you for coming as always.
No points, always coming.
Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you next
Cheers,
week.
guys. Have a good one.